soft piano music, birds chirping, a peaceful suburban. On the corner of Maple and 7th stood the Whitmore house. White fence, fresh flowers, the smell of baked bread drifting through open windows. From the outside, the Whitmores were perfect. Thomas Whitmore waved to neighbors every morning before work. Eliza Whitmore volunteered at the church on weekends. And everyone said the same thing. Such a wonderful family. But there was one thing the neighbors noticed. You never saw the children. No bikes on the lawn. No chalk drawings on the sidewalk. No laughter in the yard. Only silence. Wind brushes past the house. Music fades slightly. When people asked, Eliza always smiled politely. "Oh, the children are delicate," she'd say. "They're homeschooled. They prefer to stay inside." And no one questioned it. Except for one person. Their cousin, Daniel. Daniel was 17, curious, quiet. The kind of person who noticed things others ignored. He came to stay with the Whitmores one summer. And on the first night, he heard it. Distant thud from below. A heavy bang. From beneath the floor. Daniel froze. Then came another sound. Metal scraping. Something dragging. And a voice. Not quite a voice. More like a strained growl. Low, unsettling sound. Daniel stepped into the hallway. The house was dark. But at the end of the hall, he saw Thomas Whitmore, standing by a thick wooden door. A door Daniel hadn't noticed before. The basement door. Thomas held a ring of keys. His face was pale. And behind the door, something slammed hard against it. Boom! The wood shook. Daniel jumped. But Thomas didn't look surprised. He just closed his eyes. And whispered softly through the door. "Please, just hold on until morning." Daniel didn't sleep that night. And the next day, the house was normal again. Perfect again. Thomas laughed at breakfast. Eliza hummed while cooking. But Daniel noticed something strange. 2 empty plates were placed on the table. But no children came upstairs. Later that day, Daniel asked where the kids were. Eliza smiled. "They're resting." But that night, Daniel heard it again. Louder pounding, scratching, something heavy moving, and a terrible sound like teeth grinding. He crept down the hallway. The basement door rattled violently. From the inside, deep inhuman growl. Daniel's heart pounded. They're locking their children down there. He realized. They're keeping them trapped. That night, he made a plan. He would wait until the parents slept. Then he'd free them. Whatever was happening, those kids needed help. Midnight came. The house went silent. Daniel crept downstairs with shaking hands. The basement door stood before him. A heavy padlock hung from the latch. But Thomas had left the keys on the counter. Daniel grabbed them. His hands trembled as the metal clicked. Lock opening. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then he slowly opened the door. Long, creaking door sound. The basement was dark. Too dark. The air smelled damp, rotten, and something else. Iron. Daniel stepped down one stair. Then another. Soft, wet movement in darkness. He whispered softly, "Hello? I'm here to help you." For a moment, nothing happened. Then 2 eyes opened in the darkness. Bright, reflective, animal. Daniel froze. Another pair opened. Then another. Then another. Multiple low growls. Shapes moved in the dark. Long arms. Crooked backs. Teeth catching faint light. Daniel stumbled backward in horror. They weren't children anymore. Their bodies were twisted. Bones stretched wrong. Skin pale and thin. Mouths filled with far too many teeth. One of them stepped forward. And when it spoke, Daniel recognized the voice. It was small, young, broken. "Cousin?" Daniel screamed. He tried to run up the stairs. But suddenly, the basement light flicked on. Thomas Whitmore stood at the top, holding the switch, his face full of grief. Behind him stood Eliza, tears in her eyes. Thomas spoke softly. The way someone speaks when the truth is unbearable. We lock them away every night. The creatures below snarled, clawed at the walls, their eyes fixed on Daniel. Not to punish them, Thomas swallowed hard. To protect everyone else. One of the creatures lunged toward the stairs. Daniel slammed the door shut just in time. Heavy slam. The lock snapped back into place. The growling continued below. Violo. Hungry. Daniel stood shaking, his mind shattered by what he had seen. Eliza wiped tears from her face and whispered the words the neighbors would never hear. There are children in the daytime. Another monstrous slam shook the door. Boom. Thomas finished the sentence. Quietly. But at night, there's something else. And beneath the house, the scratching continued, waiting for the next night, when the locks might fail,